Hello everyone, this is Sriram Shastri and today we will be discussing about the general characters of class Chondrichthyes. So class Chondrichthyes is a class of fishes which are mostly marine form of organisms. So here in front of us we have a old specimen of dog shark or dogfish, what you call as Scoliodon. So by considering an example in front of us, it's always easier to describe the characters of that particular class. So they are mostly marine organisms, right? They live in marine water. Then their body is spindle shaped. As you can see the specimen, the body is spindle shaped and they usually have somewhat dorsoventrally flattened body. If you see the body, it is somewhat laterally dorsoventrally compressed. Okay, see the shape, the snout, it is dorsoventrally compressed, right? So here body is spindle shaped, then covered with microscopic placoid scales. Body is covered with microscopic placoid scales. They have a pair of dorsal fins. Okay, in all Chondrichthyes these characters are similar. So with this example, you will be also studying the characters of not only this fish but completely of Chondrichthyes. The mouth is ventral. You can see the mouth is ventral here. They have a pair of eyes. 5 to 7 pairs of gills are there at each sides. Okay, andre totally 7 at once, 5 to 7 at one side and 5 to 7 other side. So total 14 or total 10 gills, slits are there. Gill slits are not covered with any of the what you call as flap or what you call as operculum. Operculum is absent. Then internally, if you talk about the endoskeleton, here the word Chondrichthyes is derived from cartilaginous tissue. So the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage, not bones. The notochord in their whole body, it is persistent. Notochord is persistent. Vertebral column is made up of cartilage, not bones. They have a pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle. Pectoral girdle is connected to the pectoral fins. You can see here these are the pectoral fins, and at the back side, this region, you have the pelvic fins. And the tail fin is unequal in size. Heterocircle caudal fin or heterocircle tail fin occurs in Chondrichthyes. Okay, so if you can see very clearly the heterocircle, right? So this region you can see small fin and the upper one is larger one and it continues like that. So this is called as heterocircle caudal fin. Then in what you call as pelvic fins, near pelvic fins, the males usually have copulatory organs called as claspers, right? So these structures what you see, they are the claspers which are connected to single aperture called cloaca. So cloaca is the single opening which is connected to digestive system, excretory system and reproductive system. So common aperture for all these three systems is called as cloaca. Clear? So here the mouth is ventral. As I said, you can see the mouth is present at the ventral side and it usually has teeth which are modified placoid scales itself. The scales itself are modified here into dentition. Then further characters if you talk about, they don't have any air bladders or lungs like Osteichthyes or bony fishes. Some of them possess these type of structures, right? Next characteristic feature of this digestive system is complete, right? They have spiral valve in the stomach and stomach is J-shaped stomach with spiral valve is present in them. Then they are predaceous animals, so most of them are carnivorous animals. They are predators. They prey on other organisms or the animals as their food, right? Then if you talk about the what you call as circulatory system, two-chambered heart is present which is pumping venous blood. So oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is not separated. They have only two-chambered heart which pumps venous blood. Right. So next characteristic feature what you can see in them is about the excretory system. So excretory system here is made up of primitive kidneys. Only posterior part of prostonephric kidneys are functional in them. And their chief excretory product is urea, so they are ureotelic animals. So animals that excrete urea are called as ureotelic animals. That's very important point to be remembered. Then if you talk about the next characteristic feature, that is about their nervous system. Nervous system is quite well developed here. They have very well developed large olfactory lobes. 10 cranial nerves are there. Brain is present, spinal cord is present, olfactory lobes are extra large, they are developed. Olfactory lobes are meant for sense of smell, olfaction, right? So in sharks specifically, they are very sensitive to smell and change in pH. Along with this sensory system, they also have eyes, and at the snout in sharks, they have ampoules of Lorenzini and lateral line system in almost all Chondrichthyes fishes, right? Lastly, if you talk about their reproductive behavior, sexes are separate here. Male and female are separate organisms. Males can be identified with the presence of claspers. Females do not possess claspers. Fertilization is internal, that means inside the female body. Some of them are oviparous, some of them are ovoviviparous. That means eggs are present inside the body and they directly give birth to young ones and do not lay eggs. Some of them lay eggs, some of them do not lay eggs but rather give birth to young ones. Like of shark, if you take an example, they directly give birth to young ones. Right? So we consider the term as oviparous, or those organisms which reproduce young ones but eggs are produced inside the body, we call them as ovoviviparous animals. So for today, we'll end this video here. In the next session, we'll continue with characters of osteichthyes or bony fishes. Thank you.